players of all time, Marc Gasol, who I know is a little older. He's not going to, his three-point shooting's fallen off, but he's still one of the smartest, most savviest defensive players in the league. I picture him guarding Jokic for the Lakers when it comes time. I also love what Portland did in Atlanta. Those are my two runners-up.
Well, Jackie, you're absolutely right. The Lakers are the biggest winner because of all the points you pointed out. But I love what the Celtics done, adding Tristan Thompson to that roster and Jeff Teague. And then let's talk about the Phoenix Suns. They are winning big time. Getting Chris Paul, adding a guy like Jay Crowder, adding another guy like E'Twaun Moore, who a lot of people don't value. I'm looking at this Phoenix Suns roster, and they look pretty damn good on paper. Also,
the Suns are such an exciting team going into this next season. It's so refreshing for Suns fans who have seen that team mismanaged for a very, very long time to be putting the right pieces together both last season and now going into this season. The Portland Trailblazers, I don't know how they could have done better considering what their roster is. The Lakers, phenomenal, considering especially that Montrezl Harrell is not only a good player to pick up, he's going to be better on your team than he was for the Clippers just because of the fit with Anthony Davis and some of the other players that can cover up for Montrez's weaker defensive issues. And then you also kind of weaken your opponent across the hallway, which I know is a big deal in Lakers-Clippers land, whether they admit it or not. And then I'm going to throw one more in there. I don't know if this is technically free agency. I'm just kind of lumping in the whole week with trades and the draft and everything else. But Philadelphia, Jackie, you and I have talked so often about the fit between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and the biggest issue when having that discussion is who are the players around them. I don't know if we have the numbers 100%. From our researcher, Caesar, but if you look at these two guys when they were on the floor together just a couple years ago, they were plus 15. I mean, that you wouldn't look at that and say, God, those guys can't play together. They don't fit, because they had spacing. They had other guys around them. And then you look at each season since then and how the numbers have gone down. Well, they didn't change into different players. It's because of the players around them. So Daryl Morey did such a good job switching out the players around them. They're not there yet at an ideal roster, but the improvement, I think, is such a breath of fresh air for those two guys. They are in my winners category for the week at large. For the other side of the coin, though, Jackie, who are your losers?
Well, I'm going to stick in Los Angeles because, again, we talked about Montrezl Harrell walking across the hallway. He probably can just move his stuff from one locker to the next. I think that's a pretty big blow. And I'll tell you something that a lot of people aren't talking about, but they should be, is JaMychal Green going to the Nuggets for me is also a big loss for the Clippers. And remember we were talking about Rajon Rondo going across the hall with his stuff to the other locker. Not so fast. He ended up going to the Hawks. So for me, the Clippers do not come out of this well. Here's the other thing. They did add Serge Ibaka, who I like. I probably like even a little better than Montrezl Harrell because of what he can do. But he is a player option for 2021, Rachel and Perk. That means that if things start to go sour, he, Kawhi, Paul George, they can all walk in 2021.
Well, my biggest loser is the Rockets. Here you got your two franchise guys asking to be traded right now, and you go out there and you sign Christian Woods. Look, Christian Woods is a good young player, but he's not moving the needle, and you let all these guys walk away and don't make any type of moves to make your stars happy, especially James Harden, to try to keep him. So right now, the biggest loser in free agency is the Houston Rockets. They're dropping the ball tremendously. But I would like to add one more thing. The Denver Nuggets are a loser right now to me because they lost Jeremy Grant. And I thought they should have did everything in their power to keep him, especially the way that he defends, his length, size, athleticism, and in the Western Conference where you need a guy like that to watch LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and all these athletic wings, even a Kevin Durant, and you let him walk away. I thought Denver really lost on that with losing Jeremy Grant.
Perk, I'm a little surprised to hear you put the Celtics in the winners category. I like the Tristan Thompson signing too. I think that it fills a need for them. I think that he will be a good, active, dedicated player for them, except for a few spots, relatively injury-free. But do you think that the Celtics roster got appreciably better? Would you put them as a winner, Jackie, or would you put them more as neutral?
I would not put him as a winner. Gordon Hayward walked away for nothing. And I'm telling you, people don't understand how important Gordon Hayward was to the Celtics. This is a guy who put aside his ego, put aside the number of shots. He was the best facilitator on that team last year. And the shots that he did make, he was very efficient. Now, I get that everybody looks at the dollar signs. Was he worth $34 million? Would I have paid him what the Charlotte Hornets paid him if I were the Boston Celtics? No, I wouldn't. But he still walked away without you getting anything for him. I don't consider that a win.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
Go ahead.
I do, Rachel and Jackie. I consider it a win because I'm going to tell you why. He walked away, and now give the keys to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and you still have Kemba Walker. So you still have a big three, and then you add a guy to the bench like Jeff Teague who's capable.